To me, it shows a loss of integrity by individuals who have the right to make those choices, right? And I'm referring to the gold badges that sit on those boards. You have the ability to make a statement and stand for what's right. Again, you don't have to agree with what he did, but you need to listen to the evidence that was put in, that was attempted to put in. That was one of the things is nothing was allowed to be brought. They didn't want to talk about anything. I mean, I wish it was videotaped because it's supposed to be fair and impartial, and it was anything but that. It was a travesty.
Well, those Chiefs, I would be, if I was one of them, I'd be a little nervous right now because I would imagine he could probably go after each one of them individually and then as the department as a whole. So it's amazing that the Chiefs would even do that. It's almost like, did you forget where you came from?
Well, but at what point is it not a defamation case?
Right.
You know what I mean? Someone with a clear background, that's right. Whether or not they're positive, whether it doesn't even matter if they're, which I'm sure he's a fantastic person, right? And a great coworker and leader in his own right. But let's say it wasn't even that, just a solid person. How do you walk away from that by getting fired for? And again, because I agree, it's an experimental drug and your choice and all that stuff. We've covered a lot. How do you walk away from that and not be like, dude, you just put on a pedestal to the public in front of everybody that I'm a bad employee, that I have, because you know how it works. It's not that, just disagreement, they had to part ways. It's like, rebellious firefighter chooses to not do this and puts himself and the public and everyone at danger. Yeah. Right? Is how that gets spun. And now this guy's got to figure out, which he does not want to go through. No one wants to be going through this.
No, stress on your life.
And your family, your life, your loved ones, the people around you, financially. I mean, hey, this state ain't cheap. What are you going to do? And it's like, I don't know. When I hear that, it just makes me sick to my stomach. And the individuals surrounding that, all I'll say is, one, you have to live with your choices that you make as a leadership position. Absolutely. You have to. And if you can look at yourself in the mirror and be okay with destroying someone's life, well, I can't associate. I don't know.
They don't care.
I don't know that fucking feeling, dude. No, I don't know it, and it's terrible to hear that kind of. Sorry for cursing. It
is terrible, and it's wrong because it's almost like the almighty dollar, right? They got gold badges and they're trying to protect their spot and their retirement and do their thing. And I've heard this multiple times. Well, hey, I have a boss. Okay, but you're supposed to be taking care of us, and it's like our union leaders, our union that we pay into, will fight for people. I'll be real that get DUIs. That do multiple things off duty that are illegal and get arrested. You'll fight for them, but you're not going to fight for this guy. I think you should be ashamed of themselves, especially the president. Like, you're elected, dude. You're supposed to be in there fighting for me, for us, for Matt. Speaking of which, I might have heard some things. Your president might be a little confrontational. Just a little bit. Just a little confrontational.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
We don't have to go into any specifics, but yeah, it's it. When I kind of heard some of that story, I was like, really?
Yeah, there was an incident just after the Board of Rights hearing, actually literally at the Chiefs were still sitting in their seat at that point, and I had made a comment to him, and he didn't like the comment, and he
got upset.
Got in a very close personal space.
A little aggressive?
Yes. Space with me. And then...
It's great leadership right there.
Actually to another member, but he was an engineer that was terminated as well. So, when it's sad from the standpoint that, like I go back to what I said before, in the world and in the fire service, we're lacking leadership.
Yeah.
And, if you're in that position in leadership in the department and you're a union president or a board member or whatever, and you're stepping into that space, that's a sad day because, again, it's all, to me, I'm seeing the fire service in a death spiral right now. And I don't know when. We're actually having next week. So next week there's another board of rights
for another person.
A 40-year firefighter, Timothy Hampson.
Wow.
And it's Tuesday and Friday. Friday will be his decision. It's the last day. Tuesday's the last day. Friday will be the decision of what they're going to do with him. But we're going to be holding a candlelight vigil outside of City Hall.
Really?
For the loss of engineer Matt Mamone, and the death of integrity in the fire service, or especially in the LAFD, I'll say.
Wow.
And then we're also going to be holding at that time a prayer vigil for Timothy Hampson.
Okay.
What day is that going to be on?
Friday. That's going to be, what day is that?
This Friday?